Welcome to Q&A practice. Let's start out with a little warm-up, just some two-voice practice. And we will start with defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. And this would be true irrespective of who actually wrote the order sheet. Yes, you did rely upon Dr. Horner to advise you of any unusual complications that you felt you should know about. Is that correct? That is correct. And he did that? Yes. And you and Dr. Horner consulted frequently as far as this patient was concerned? Yes. Now, have you read the report of Dr. Horner? Yes, I have read it. When did you first read that report, doctor? Probably it was in May or June of this year. Did you agree with it as of the first time that you read it? Yes, I agreed with it. Now, in that report, he indicates, does he not, that it is possible that it will be necessary to have further surgery? Yes. Was it your recommendation that the further surgery be done? Not originally. Was it ever at any time your recommendation that a further surgery be performed? After reading Dr. Horner's report in May or June, and after getting the results of the further tests that we performed, I recommended additional surgery. Yes. Did you make any kind of a written report in which you concurred in the need for additional surgery? I don't remember whether I made out any kind of report. I know that I talked to Dr. Horner. Did you talk to him in person or on the phone? Probably both. I know I discussed it on the phone, and we probably talked about it when we were at the hospital. He did indicate to me that there was an urgency regarding the successive surgery. Right, now let's try some four-voice practice. We will start with plaintiff attorney. Ready? Here we go. Okay, and could you point me to the rainfall analysis? Okay, so it's behind the green piece of paper. It says gauge 016412 Redondo Beach, record period 1928 to 2006, and you said this is a rain gauge that you've used in the past. I think I would have used that rain gauge for other studies that I've done. Okay, do you know who maintains the actual rain gauge? I believe it's the County of Los Angeles. Okay, and they make the data available now. You request for data to be delivered, and if you're lucky, you'll get it done within a year. Okay, because I know for a different case, we used some federally funded rainfall data from the NCAA, and they have these member stations. Is that different than this, if you know? Well, yes, this is a County of Los Angeles gauge, I believe, and NCAA's a different government agency. You have CDEC, California Data Exchange Center. You have CIMA, California Information Management System. You have local observers. Some cities keep their own gauges. I like this gauge because of the length of the record. See, it goes all the way back to 1928, and it's local, and they all have the same coastal characteristics. And do you know where in Redondo Beach the actual rain gauge is located? Yeah, I have a site map that shows that. Okay, can you see it? Yes, it's the first page, and there's a couple other gauges. Okay, It's the first page of your binder, and there's the lower legend says rain gauge location map, and there's a blue star kind of in the middle of the map. Is that the gauge that you're using? No. Read the word above it. Is that site? Site. Okay, just have to try. Okay, you can see these other points here are gauges we looked at. Oh, okay. This is gauge 0 or 215, right, which is located above the word beach on. Okay, and it's located to the north of the Canyon Road, which is depicted by this red Brea Canyon Road. Yeah. Okay, and the blue star roughly represents where the property at issue in this litigation is located, right? Yes. Okay, did you make this map? You mean, did I make the version that we see right now? Yes. No, we printed all these things out. Somebody printed these all out like in the last few days. Oh, okay. And I see tucked into the first inside pocket of your binder is or are what appear to be topographic maps. Yes. And are they of the subject property? These are maps that are sometimes used, among other purposes, for master plans of drainage and whatnot. And so when you do a study in Redondo Beach, you get a copy of them. And then you also have some loose materials to your left as well. Yes, sir. And what are those? I'll start from the bottom because it's easier. Okay, if that's acceptable. Okay. We reviewed a few depositions. I've added highlights to some things I needed from my depo reviews. You probably have questions about that. Let me just look at this for a second. Is it fair to say that you prepared a deposition review for each of the depositions that you read, or were there some depositions that you read in this case that you didn't prepare deposition review for? Good question. I don't know. Okay. Probably I have a summary. I don't know. Okay. I'd have to think about that one. And why did you prepare deposition reviews in this format for the depositions that are located in this binder clip? I don't understand the question. You mean, why did I select this particular format? Why did you select the depositions that are reviewed within these documents out of all the depositions in the case? Did you have some sort of criteria? They were relevant to the case. Okay. Is that the question you're asking? Yes. Oh, okay. I guess I was making it harder than it needed to be. Next thing is all the usual stuff that I get asked for. Emails, the relevant upfront paperwork, the contractual stuff, my invoices, my resume, and my publications list. Okay, I see the first 3 pages of this set of binder clipped documents consists of some emails. Are these the only emails that you've received related to this case? In that back, there weren't many emails at all. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. There are some, I should mention, well, of course, there were emails with the digital. I assume you didn't need a printout of the email transcript when you have the actual transcript over here. That's fine, but in the emails that delivered to you the transcript, was there any text other than the deposition name and an identifier, for instance? No, sir. Okay. No, sir, that's the substantive stuff. Okay. Right here, there just wasn't much. You have quite the extensive CV. All right, so we may use some of these documents in answering the questions, but I'm going to copy them after the depo so that we don't take time during the depot. Okay. It's your choice, sir. Okay. Oh, more emails. 2 more emails. I'll put them. Do you mind if I put them in the binder clip with the other emails? No, sir. Okay. And last but not least, there are some more aerial photos, and they're grayscale aerial photos. They're what? Black and white pictures. These are digital blow-ups of original, not original, but aerial photocopies that are contained in the notebook. Okay. And we made this just this morning so that my weak eyeballs can better see certain characteristics of our subject property. And do you know, for these 2 loose leaf black and white blow-up photos, which photos they relate to in the notebook? Yes, and I may suggest we could just insert those in the notebook alongside those photos. Feel free, go ahead. They would have been there. I just forgot them on my desk when I was staring at this before I came. So the documents you brought, I think that's it. I'm sorry. The documents you brought with you today are the sum total of the documents you've either prepared or reviewed for this litigation, correct? Yes. When were you first contacted by anybody from Cal West regarding the 2261 Rose matter? I think it was by a Mr. Randall. Yeah, or it might be Sue Andrews. No, she's a legal secretary. I'd say July of this year, possibly, based on my recollection. Yeah. All right, that will conclude our Q&A practice.